Let's do this! Greetings! Welcome to Smartwatch Ticks. We're a YouTube channel. We're on the web at smartwatchticks.com. Anytime you can find us there. Find us here. This is the new Galaxy Watch. We've waited 2 years for this since the Galaxy Gear S3, and it's here. We are plugged into the wireless charger right here that comes with the package, and this is the watch. We're going to take a deep dive in this right now. We are indeed, but first I want to share with you, it's available, if you like it, from Amazon. And I've got a special package link for you for the same basic price as the watch alone with its charger. You're able to pick up the charger, the watch, 5 extra different colored bands. Yep, they're removable bands on this watch, a screen protector, and a 1-year extended warranty, all bundled for exactly the same price as what you'd get if you just got the watch. What's inside of it? Once again, we went through this in an unboxing and a first look and all of that. Hopefully you've seen it already, but just in case this is your first video you're watching with respect to this watch, we have it in 2 sizes. This is the ladies size, 42 millimeter, 1.2 inch screen. 360 by 360 with a 270 milliamp hour battery, and on and on and on and on. Okay, we're not here about specs, we're here about getting it done. I'm going to tell you there are 2 buttons on here. The top one is a back button, and the bottom one is a home button that toggles between your app drawer, which you can access by twirling around here, back to the very beginning, or page 1, page 2, to the end of page 3, and as you add your own apps, they'll appear here. And as I understand, you can reorder these things if you want to as well. Pressing the bottom takes you back to the watch face. Changing the watch faces is as simple as pressing and holding and going brrr, brrr, you like that? Brrr, all over the place, and picking out whatever one you want on the screen. Thousands of watch faces to choose from. Whole bunch of apps you can download. It's all here. To get to navigation, you swipe down, you get this page. Come back in a second to look at that. Swiping up takes you nowhere. Swiping, whoa, it took me somewhere. Looks like it took me into steps and fitness and stuff. Actually, that's results of my previous fitness workout. Okay, I'm lost. There's nothing that happens when you scroll slowly up. When you scroll to the right, you get your notifications drawer, and I'm invited to start up a Samsung Pay account. That's pretty cool. If I swipe to the right, I get to a whole bunch of widgets, and they're different ones. Some come stock with it. You can add to it, all that. This is a weather one. This is your most recent apps that you've been in. And you tap in the circle and you're back to that app drawer. You're going to find a lot of these things bounce all over the place. This is page back. It takes us right to where we were. That would take me back to the watch face. Okay, we've got another screen that shows us a layout of our fitness. Looks a little dim, so watch. I'm going to slide down from the top. I'm going to go into brightness here, and I'm going to increase the brightness a few notches. Ooh, that's too much. Want to get just the contrast right for you. Now I swipe up, he says. All right, if it doesn't work, hit the back button. There, more readable? Okay, heart rate, calories burned, steps, and floors gone up and down. Yep, it can track your altitude apparently as well. It's got built-in GPS. You can add contacts for your phone calling and create reminders. You got events in a whole calendar thing that's tied to your Google Calendar if you've logged in using a Google account. Then you've got this whole thing, which is where you can do a analysis of your fitness, go into some breathing exercises, and just anytime you want to, come back and measure it. Make sure you're calm, right? Calm. You can add workout shortcuts. If you usually run and swim, you can put that in. If you cycle and freeform, you can put those in, but this is where you would add those shortcuts to this widget. Get the words right. Here's a music player that's going to be able to play different music. Okay, it's talking about the music scrolling through here, and there's a background image and stuff. This is music that's on your phone. You can control the volume right there, and you see the picture of the phone. And now it's switched to the watch, and this will play music that's on the watch. So I'm going to crank the volume up because I like to play it full volume so you can hear. Okay. Oh, I hit the back button and it disappeared. Let's see if I can get back into that widget. That was right here. There we go. Okay, I'm on the watch and I hit the button and it's playing. You hear that? It's a ringtone. There's the speaker right there on the side. I can skip to the next one. And there's no more. Okay, that's the little sample that comes with it. All right, well, you heard it. And yeah, of course, it has a microphone and speaker built into the watch. And that is music. Then you got this news briefing thing, that flipboard that you can go into when you get it all set up, and you can read articles. It'll show you pictures and give you all kinds of articles in here. You can install other news readers, I'm sure, but this is one that just gets you up to date right from your watch. The font size is large and easy to read as well. Check it out. Yeah. Okay. Back. And here's altitude and barometer. It adjusts to where you are. By the way, you see I'm constantly touching and scrolling and stuff. This has got that fancy bezel on it that allows you to turn it and go wherever you want to go. And then you don't get your fingers in the way, get the screen dirty, and not be able to see. So I'm going to train myself now to use the bezel. So after this, we got the altimeter and barometer, and that was it for the stock ones. And I put in one for heart rate that it's attempting, as soon as you switch to it, to read the heart rate. I can activate by turning the bezel, and it's back again. It says it's measuring. The last reading was between 74 and 81, which is kind of cool. You see today's heart rate. I haven't had it on the arm yet that much, so it's just been testing with my finger. Takes it a little while as it's going through, beating, then pulsing. There we go, and it finally settles down and gives me a reading for now. Okay, those are widgets. You can add a widget simply by pressing here. When you do, it shows you all the different widgets. All of these are already installed. And you can go through and have Samsung Health on there if you want to, with steps or your overall comparisons with other people. All kinds of different widgets are available. So you're going to want to explore this area. There I was sliding it. All right, I want you to go every time you see me doing that instead of doing that, okay? It's the only way you're going to train me. I'm a Pavlov dog over here, and steak doesn't work, but does. All right, I'm back. I was going to do it. So I'm all the way to the end. You see all those dots that show up? Now I can scroll all the way back. Whoops, went into music. Okay, there. Oh, and notifications I can clear all, and that just cleared out everything. All right, so all these are available simply by twirling and swiping and doing all that stuff. Now, the apps themselves, I can get to from here, from the app drawer. And quickly, I'll go through. In the phone area, that would be all of your phone calls and such that are tethered to your watch, to your phone, excuse me. Here's all the contacts that would be brought over as well. So you have all of that in your watch, just like you had it in your phone. Down here is Samsung Health. Oh, man. This is a whole new world. We get in here and look, first of all, we got calories burned just for talking, because I haven't really walked that much. 0 steps. Look at that. 0 floors climbed. But all this is in here. I have run for 1 minute. Yeah, to the bathroom. Sleep time, if you did that last night, it should have captured it. Your heart rate information. Here's that fatigue level, stress level. And overall calories from food. Now, each of these are categories you could go deep into, but we're just giving you as semi-deep. I'm not going to take all the time to go into every one of them. Just know that you can record your water intake. You can record your caffeine intake. I really should do that, really should. You can have friends and compare how much caffeine you're ingesting with them. And you have overall settings, which includes your profile, where you set your gender and your date of birth. You also put in your height and your weight. Notice it's in British English, but you can change that from miles and so forth, or degrees Fahrenheit to centigrade if you want to, and water units are in fluid ounces. Are you liking it? I'm using the knob. There's the back button after profile. I can do a workout detection with alerts, activities to detect. This is where you set which things you wanted to detect you doing. Healthy pace, cycling, elliptical trainer. Look at all these things. Even dynamic workout. All those are there in activities to detect. And then a help section. And that is in workout detection. Then you've got inactive time alerts. It's going to notify you if you aren't active, which is really good. That's kind of the sedentary reminder, I think. That's the settings tied to all of this fitness stuff. Okay, it starts out with calories burned, as if that's the most important thing. Let's look at this. This is an area where you can do different workouts. I'm going to select workouts, and now you come into all the ones that are pre-programmed, and you can add more. So if I want to do circuit training, boom, I can start. Now, notice up here it's blinking for heart rate. If you're on something like running or cycling or something that covers distance, let's do that. Let's back out of here and go, say, to walking, and boom. Now, I also have GPS light up. It's going to be flashing and not go solid because I'm indoors, but if I set this up outside, the first time I give it up to 5 minutes to link in, don't worry, it's not broken. Then you'll have a solid GPS link, and it's going to track your walking distance, not by your steps multiplied by an assumed pace that you've got or stride and calculated into distance. No, it's going to be accurately done through actual GPS measurements. So, wow, look at that heartbeat. I think I'm not right on the center. I don't think I'm at 140. I was kind of hanging off the edge there. Anyway, once you get this going, and you really would want to wait for it to lock in, then you could start walking and get accurate data. But you can start already if you want to. Hear it beeping, 3, 2, 1. And oh, there were targets I could have set back there as well. But it's going to give you information. There's your time is the big thing here, and it's going to give you your pace, I presume, and your heart rate. But I can go on to pages that's showing your miles per hour, your distance traveled, calories burned, time, again, calories, and heart rate is kind of a summary page. You got those three. And music. If you go off to the left, you can open and play the music, and you can tether it to Bluetooth headphones if you want. So it's really got a nice fitness component in here. I can finish it, and I don't want to keep it, but I can't throw it away, so I'm just going to save it for now. And there's my overall summary of walking and all of the data that it's collecting. And it's going to collect somewhat different data for each of these different workouts that you've got. And again, other ones that you can add. It's got a whole swimming thing. In fact, this watch has the ability to set the screen up when you're going to get it wet swimming. Yeah, it's waterproof. Yeah. When you're swimming, you can lock the screen so you'll see the data on here, but you can't touch the screen to make it do anything, which is what you want when it's wet because it's capacitive. And if you were able to touch the screen and have it do different things underwater or in water, it's going to go kitty wampus. Look it up in the dictionary. Google it. Kitty wampus. Yeah, it's going to go there. So that's a really nice feature in this watch that it's got that capability. Okay. That was in here for running. And then, of course, sleep is going to monitor your sleep time. And I don't have any data because I don't sleep. Too many watches to play with. That's Google Health. Google Health. Sorry, Samsung. Samsung Health. Here are Galaxy apps. When you get in here, you've got featured and recommended kind of apps that you can get into, top watch faces, top apps. And these are the kind of apps that typically people would install to augment what they've already got in their incredible watch. Google Navigation, look at that. This is Google Maps. So here you have Samsung tying in with Google, hooking into GPS so you can do navigation for Samsung watches. I wish everybody sung together that way. Wouldn't that be awesome? Maybe someday they will. Another type of stopwatch, Spotify for music, and on 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 and on. There's lots and lots of apps that you can put on this thing, and more coming, I'm sure. I mean, Galaxy, the Gear line has been out for a long time now, so you know both watch faces and apps have apexed into a really nice collection of stuff that users have voted for with their ratings to be really top-notch watch faces and apps, basically. And as simple as just say install, and then this Harmony animated thing will install. And it's a simple watch to operate. You get to that through Google Apps. You got to do some setup first, though. Be sure you watch our setup video on this. You have to be tethered to your phone. Your phone has to be on the internet. It has to be running the Samsung app. It's got to have the secondary app plug-in and the tertiary Samsung plug-in. All of those apps need to be on your non-Galaxy or Samsung phone. If you're using a basic Samsung phone, it's a little easier, but it can be done. Let me tell you, it can be done. Settings is going to take us an hour. No, I'll try to be faster. So we're going to come back. This is Samsung Pay. This uses the NFC in here that you can use your watch to make payments, but you got to set it all up first. PPT controller. No idea why they threw this in here. It threw me for the first time when you saw the video. A lot of users said, oh, that's your PowerPoint PPT, PowerPoint controller. You know, when you dress up in your business suit and you go into that important meeting and you're meeting with all of the vice presidents, and you got your screen set up. Boy, I got beepers going off everywhere on this one. Yeah, go, Mr. Tix. Anyway, it lets you control your PowerPoint presentation from your watch, which of course, first you got to be on some sort of a network connected to the computer that you've hauled down to the room, that you set up to the projector, and they have to talk to each other. But if you get all that logistics working, theoretically, you can turn your little knob and change slides. Why it's a core app, I don't know. I don't think there's very many people that use that compared with health or phone calls, but it's on there, and it's an integration then I guess with Microsoft. So we've got Google playing with Samsung. We got Microsoft playing. All I need is an Apple thing in here, and well, I don't think we're going to find that though. Samsung Flow allows your watch to be shown to other Bluetooth devices for 300 seconds. Yeah, you've heard of the 300, the movie. Here's 300 seconds. It's going to allow you to sign in to connected devices so that you need to set a lock for your watch. In order to do this, you got to set a lock. So what this will do, for 300 seconds, when you activate it, it's going to let you connect to your computer, for example, and automatically unlock your computer or your tablet or your car or your girlfriend or your wife. It'll unlock all those things as long as you do it within 3 minutes, right? 300 times 60, 300 seconds. Okay. But I don't want to set up a lock on my watch. It's kind of odd. You got to make a lock on your watch in order to unlock something else. But if you're really into that and it's universal, I guess you could do that. Next page, see the one dot? Now we go to the middle dot, and there's a whole bunch more. This is going to go faster. Find My Phone is simple. It's going to make my phone actually ring, and you should hear that. Yep, there you go. It's using the classic phone call sound, but it's there. And when you press over here and you hit locate phone, it's going to tie in to literally locate your phone where it knows where it is from its own GPS, and it's going to give you the address and show you the map. That's awesome. So not only can you find your phone, but you can really locate it. Then you got reminders, basic music. This is the music, again, like we've seen before with the health app and from the widgets. No different, just another way to get to it. Gallery for any pictures that you might put in. Here's where I presume you could import your grandchildren or whatever and put them on here. These are some fancy animated ones that flash and change, and they're just samples for right now, but they work on the screen. Then you've got your weather. Once you get it all set up and configured, you can add your location, and it should give you the weather in your area. Alarms are pretty straightforward. World clock is the same thing. You just put in cities that you want to know the time in, and that'll show up for you. Your calendar now is rather robust. It gives you the month calendar here, but if you tap on it, it takes you into your daily calendar information, which should be streaming from your Google Calendar if you use that, or whatever you use. You tie it in there, and you get that information. Okay, one more page, gang. Third dot, here we go. And not too many, but there's room for more. Here's Bixby. This is their answer to Alexa, to Cortana, to Adam and Eve, and of course, Mr. Google. I'm not going to play much with Bixby because you can explore it on your own. Feedback I'm hearing is it's not robust yet, although it looks like it's kicking in automatically. It's monitoring what I'm saying here, but I'm going to bail out of that. You got Bixby, then you got this useless thing. I mean, this really interesting area that tells you your height, depending on where you are, and it also, more importantly, gives you your barometric pressure, which I'm sure is something we all need to know every morning when we wake up. What is my barometric pressure before I hit the bathroom? In case that's of interest to you. Then the news briefing, we just saw that. This is that Flipboard thing where you have all the different articles and you can read them right here. And again, when you kicked into la 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 right here, Google Apps, and you went into one of the apps and you download that puppy, it's going to appear in that circle. Let's see if we can, the recommended ones. Oh, Gear Browser, it's got its own browser. Okay, lots of things. A simple flashlight, we can install that, can't we? You can bear with me for a few seconds. Oh, I got to sign into the account. I thought I was already signed in. Oh, well, okay. And you got to do that from the phone. Well, anyway, simple answer, yes, you can install them, and yes, they'll appear in that circle. Have we forgotten anything? We swiped and we showed you this was here, but we didn't go through them. It's showing you your battery percentage and the fact that we're on Bluetooth up there. If I tap this, it's going to take me into power saving mode. And what it's going to do is use a grayscale home screen, turn off all functions except for calls, messages, and notifications, okay? When oops, I'm getting a email, it looked like. I think that symbol was. When disconnected from your phone, only notifications are available. And it turns off Wi-Fi and limits performance. Sure, let's do that. Turning on power savings is going to save battery power. That's the main reason for having it. There's other things that you can turn on if you want it to be in silent mode at night or theater mode. We'll see here in a moment. And there you go. It's just got basic clock on here. And it turns off. It doesn't even stay on. When you're done with all of this, you can turn power saving mode off and be back to your regular chosen watch face with all of the Wi-Fi and everything else turned back on again, using it as you normally would. They're really giving you options on trying to draw out the battery life. And if you learn how to use it so that it's only in like that kind of time mode when that's all you really need, you're gonna go far. So we've got 11 different phone calls have come in. There's the airplane mode you have to put it in when you're in an airplane. This little dash thing here, where did it go? There you go, is the do not disturb. You can put it in that mode permanently, or you can select for 1, 2, or 3 hours so you don't forget to take it back out. And all alerts, except for alarms, are going to be muted, and the screen won't turn on to show any notifications. So that's what happens when you hit that. That's that do not disturb. This one, when I tap that, it's thinking about it, I guess. Well, it put a little blue dot below it, and it took it off. Okay, sorry gang, don't know what it's doing there. I ran through all this once earlier, and it did something, but it's not doing it now. Here's where we adjust the brightness, and just so you get a feel for it, there is the lowest brightness right there. Can you barely see the screen? Perfect for night. And if I crank this puppy way up there, I think we had it at a 4 was about right for the video. That's only a 4. Look at this. I go all the way up. Oh, you know what? I think it... Can I do this? There, I got myself. Okay, check my schedule. Check my weather. I don't want you to check it. I was just reading. Okay, there's the brightness. It's fully bright. Oh, why didn't I do that before? It's so much easier. 4, level 4. And then what? Back button. And then what? Right here. Here's theater mode I was talking about. It'll keep your watch silent, screen off, mute all alerts, alarms, just about everything so you can enjoy the movie without having to deal with all those texts coming in. And then finally is the wheel for the system, which is the same wheel that you have right here, which I can scroll around to, or I should be able to tap it directly. Yeah. Now, we're at the top of this. I'm going to show you the great categories because they get really convoluted when you go into them. We have watch faces as a category. It's going to cover everything related to the watch faces and how they show. Sound and vibration is a complete category. You've got something about display, then advanced, which is about double pressing the home button, that's this one, waking up gesture, do not disturb, all that kind of stuff. Then you got your connections, apps, okay, everything to do with apps, the overall security for the watch where you can set up your password, your accounts, this is where you log into your Samsung account and set up your Google account if you're using Gmail and all those things. Overall accessibility for vision, hearing impairment, and your text-to-speech stuff. General, if there wasn't enough already, battery information and how you can set your power savings up. The overall about information for your watch and how to set up and connect to a new phone. All of those are the main categories. When we get into them, you find some of them will cross over and it'll take you out of watch faces and over something else. So you can have the watch display always on. It's going to use up more battery, but it's going to make sure you have a display easy to read on the watch. The watch face order is sorted by most recent first, or you can create your own custom listing of which faces you commonly use and select that. You can have an hourly chime turn on. You can have your notification indicator on or off. You saw it showing up at the top briefly. Hardly long enough to actually lift my arm and look at it. I mean, we saw it because it was right here, but man, it was gone in a second. You have a status indicator that's on right now. And it adds this looking for this at the end of each of these, which has nothing to do with this category, but just in case it's reading your mind right, you really want to know about background style, you could go there. But it has nothing to do with watch faces directly. Once you get past that, you have a font you can set, and then you have the watch only mode. Now, this is different than what we went to just a moment ago, in that this literally is the watch only. All it does is work as a black and white watch, and it'll last for 40 days for that when it's pretty much fully charged, okay? By the way, it jumped us to another category. Look, we're in the battery category now. We're not over in the watch category where we're on default. We should get 1 day and 12 hours out of it. Power saving mode, we showed you that one. We'll get you 4 days. And in the watch only mode, your watch will only show the time. All other functions will be turned off. You press the power key to see the time, or press and hold it for 3 seconds to turn off the watch only mode and use all the functions. So Watch only is going to give you a long life, but it's just for a watch. Okay, that popped me back out. Now I am at settings where we just went into watch faces, sound and vibration. Your overall sound mode selection is for sound or vibration or mute. I've had it in sound so you guys can hear it too. You can vibrate with sound. I don't know why they didn't put that as an option up there, but you can turn that on and off. And you can do the whole volume adjust right here. There's full 15. That's for ringtone. Here's media. You hear that? Here's your notifications. Come on, do it again. Okay. And then overall system. Hello. It's not playing anything. But I got them all cranked up to 15, so we can definitely hear them. Vibration intensity you can change if you like it strong, light. I like it strong, like my coffee. Interesting. The caffeine category doesn't have strong or weak coffee, decaf or otherwise, right? Espresso. Long vibration for calls and notifications you can turn on. Here's where you change your ringtone, vibration tone, notification sound. Change the vibration for notification. And you can have touch sounds if you want to do that. Oh, are you looking for Do Not Disturb? In the wrong area? No, sorry, I'm not. I'm in sound. I don't want to look at... This is weird. I don't know why it's putting it on there, but right in the middle it says, are you looking for this? Theater mode, we looked at that from the pull-down menu. You see how they're all integrated together? An hourly chime, we've come across that already as well. Okay, and that is sound. I'm moving as fast as I can, gang. Display. Here's your overall brightness. We played with that already. Auto low brightness is on, and if you turn that off, the brightness will be adapted automatically in low light situations. It'll dim the screen down, give you longer battery life. But if you don't want that, you turn that off, and it's just going to keep the brightness that you set, no matter if it's dim outside or not. And look at that. I can't swipe to get out of it. I just turn it on and off by doing it. It's one of the problems I have with the Tizen operating system. It's not consistent. Your screen timeout is flexible from a maximum of 5 minutes to as short as 10 seconds. Obviously, with Mr. Ticks talking, we have to have it at the longest level so it doesn't time out. Yes, I could be using this. 3 and I'm out, and that's my second one. Screen timeout we just did. Show last app. I don't know what this is about, but within 20 seconds, within 2 minutes, or within 1 hour, it'll show your last app. Anybody know why? I don't know. Background style. Here's a whole variety of backgrounds. They're really subtle. Can you see them? You know what? I can change the brightness. I'm going to go in here and crank that puppy up all the way to 10 so you can see the backgrounds. I'm getting the hang of it, gang. That wasn't an that was an Okay, can you see it now? They're like subtle. There's a little blue thing. There's a little hash mark. I don't think you can even see it fully bright. I mean, why bother? These backgrounds are so soft. That was a blue, a purple, and a brown or something. I'm going to switch to the blue. And that's been changed. Now we're still up on 10. But here's your fonts. You can have a font style that are all of these kinds. So... nice. Oh, Cool Jazz. That looks cool. I'll go to Cool Jazz. Setting font style. Okay. It takes it a while because it's got to load a whole new font. There. Wow. All right. There were more. And then there's font sizes, which is maximum, it says right now. And you can change all of those too. Back we go. Past font to looking for watch always on. No, not really. Thank you, though. And then there's the water lock mode. When you lock this, the screen can't be touched, and you can swim with it. So you set this, I guess after you, I guess you got to start your swim and then come over here, No, you got to lock it first, and that you can't, Well, I guess those of you who swim will figure it out. Chicken egg thing, which comes first, starting your swimming activity or locking the screen? I bet you start the swimming activity, lock the screen, and then jump in the water. You think? Is that right, Bixby? Hello? Anybody home? Yeah, then jumping in the water, and is that right, Bixby? Okay. Oh, I'm having way too much fun. Can you tell? I'm still way too bright. Let's bring this down to where we were at 4. I wish there were a way. Yeah, there is, kind of. I just touch on the wheel, right? There. That's even faster than the scroll bar or the arrows. Okay, display. We just finished display. Now we're going into advanced. Are we ready? Double press the home button. That's the home button, right? 1, 2. I'm talking to Bixby, and Bixby's talking to me. So this is set up for that particular thing.
I could not find the answer to your question.
That's because it wasn't a question, it was a statement. Gotcha! All right, what you could do is change that if you want to, from Bixby to all these things. All these things. You can go home, you can go to the last app you used, recent apps, quick dial a number. You can create a reminder from double tapping or workout, go into there. Large watch. Can I make this a 46 millimeter? That would be really awesome, wouldn't it? Alarm. You can set an alarm. You can do your altibarometer page or Bixby. I know, it's responding to me saying its name, aren't you? That's why it keeps coming up. I thought I was doing things. Calendar, contacts, find my phone. You can go into Galaxy apps if you are hungry to select an app, or gallery for pictures, and so forth and so forth. Your news briefing, and any of the other apps that you have installed. I presume the ones that you put in on your own as well. Yeah? Bixby, open settings. Let's see what it does. Can you do it? Can you do it? We were in settings after all. Yawn. 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 Sorry wasting our time, but it's not doing it. Maybe it's about to. Anyway, there we go. Those are the advanced settings that you can do. And then double pressing the home key. Then there's a wake up gesture. This is turned on where twisting your wrist will show you the time, or you can turn it off at night. Bezel wake up. That's where you can twist the bezel and it will wake up the watch. And then there's the water lock mode. We just went through all that, didn't we? Oh, I'm confused. Okay, that's advanced. Then we get into connections. Here's where you hook up your Bluetooth, which is on, your Wi-Fi, which is automatic, NFC. I didn't say Bixby. This is NFC, which is what you turn on to set up your pay system with the watch. And then there's the alerts that will notify you when you are separated from your Bluetooth connected phone. Here's airplane mode, which you can get to there, or of course from the pull-down menu. Location is on. That's your overall GPS. If you want to save power and you don't need it, turn GPS off. It's acquiring GPS or your location from GPS and wireless networks. Or you can just do wireless networks or just GPS. So a lot of people switch to wireless networks, leave GPS off, and it gives you good enough location information for most of the things that you're going to be using. Just a little tip there. Status indicator is turned on, and it's going to show an image on the watch face for things like music playing and airplane mode and more, it says. And that's on the watch face itself. Okay, connections. Then we get into apps. Here's the app order, where you can customize the app order, or you can have the most recent first show up if that's kind of your thing. Auto open apps is available. Then there's permissions that you can set. We get into there, and it's each of the different apps themselves individually that you can go in and set permissions for, sort of like what they do in Android. And are you looking for keyboard settings? No, not in apps. I'm not. But we'll get there, I'm sure. Security, here's your lock that you can set. And security update service is available. And accounts. This is your Samsung account that you can sign in, and of course you can reset all that as well. Are we there yet? Accessibility for vision, for hearing, for text to speech, for direct access. Each of these have submenus. I'm getting way too long on this review, so I'm just going to kind of skip through all of these things just so that you know what the categories are. Then in general, you've got input, which is, of course, going to be your keyboards that you can use a default one and set up the keyboard settings the way you would like, your overall text-to-speech, and more. And that's in general, followed by your battery, default, power savings, or watch only. We know all about that, and we ended up actually going there, didn't we? And finally, about the watch. This is the model and serial number of this watch. Here's the storage. We've got about 2.5 gigabytes of our overall 4 gigabytes that you can use for putting in apps and watch faces and music and whatnot. The device itself, here's the Wi-Fi MAC address and more address information. And the software, it's using the Tizen version 4 across the board. I'm sure there'll be some updates to that. There's the software version, Knox version, and security status. And then battery is rated. All right, it's rated DC 5 volts. Battery capacity 270 milliamp hours for the smaller watch. It's bigger for the bigger watch. And here's your open source licenses for those of you who need legal stuff. This is diagnostic usage information. So it's automatically on, and it will send diagnostic stuff, I presume, to Samsung. If you don't want that to happen, you can turn it off. And if you're stuck, you can debug. And if you're looking for this, you could press that. And that's where you would actually reset your watch. It'll reset all the personal information and be erased. So if you're not happy with yours and you're going to send it back, be sure you do the reset before you send it back. That's the About Watch. Connect to a new phone, which we're already connected. And that's everything there is in settings, right? And that's everything there is in the pull-down menu, because that was the last thing there. And that was the last thing there, right? So we've covered everything in the watch. Anything else you want to know? Where you can get it? Okay, I'll tell you. It's the Samsung Galaxy Watch, 42 millimeter. This one is for $329, available from Amazon right there. But remember, you, for the same price, can pick up the bundle that we've got for you. Use a different link, the very first one that says the full bundle or complete bundle, and you get all of this stuff plus bands and a screen protector and extended warranty and all that. It's in the show notes below the video, picking and using our link to buy this watch. If you're interested and learn something from our videos, would be well appreciated, because it helps us get more watches in the future to evaluate for you and turn you into a watch collector, by golly. You can have a whole drawer full of these. You have been watching Smartwatch Ticks, and we appreciate you being here, honestly. Come on back. We got a lot more coming. See you soon.